Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning here from Germany as we bring you the Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi qualifiers here to start things off. Of course, we have a few days of our qualifiers going to be going on down the line here. 3 qualifiers in total across the next couple of days. My name's Kyle Laris. For some reason, I'm here. Apparently, I've got lost. I don't know where I am. And of course, to the left of me, we have Mr. Johan Merlo himself. It's Todd. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Excited for this. The Intel Extreme Masters going to Korea. It's pretty cool, and really looking forward to it. Actually, not just the qualifiers going there as well, but first we need to find out who's going to join the 4 players that have already been invited. It's going to be a couple more joining them, 12 more. So across 3 qualifiers, 4 players in each, and today we get to find out who are the first 4. And that qualifier is looking stacked.
Yeah. Definitely. A lot of the top Koreans, as well as some of the top foreigners as well, actually signed up for this tournament. Just to kind of re-jog people's memories as to who has currently been invited already to the Intel Extreme Masters over in Korea. It is Stats, Byun, Dark, and Zest. So congratulations to those guys.
Not too shabby.
No, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. We're already in there with the puns. Okay, so interestingly enough, as you said, a very, very strong lineup. But as a whole, it's probably the perfect time for me to come back and do some StarCraft because everything's been flipped on its head.
Absolutely. A new patch just hit. We've gone back to, or we've got a new old map pool, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's going to get very interesting in there to see how these players, they've had, I think, like 2 days or something now to practice, or a couple of days, see how well they can fare against one another. Some major changes. So don't be too surprised if you see some Terrans attempting to go for Mech, Protoss trying to go for Tempest, and Zergs relying a lot on Hydralisks. Because Hydralisks, they're all the rage right now.
I heard they were good. I heard that now you have 7 range on them if you get the upgrade going. The upgrade has now been divided back to 2 upgrades, as it was 1 before for Zerg. So
you know, I've been to Gyeonggi before, by the way, in the past, a long time ago.
How long?
Oof, like maybe 2004 or...
Okay, that is a long time ago.
More than a decade, a very long time ago. It's a lot more provincial than Seoul, but it's still got Korean barbecue and good internet, so what else do you need?
I'm okay with that, as long as it's got Korean barbecue. Although if Korea didn't have Korean barbecue, I'd be kind of surprised, so that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, so we are just waiting basically for the brackets to get sorted out for us here, guys. Just waiting for our admins to make sure that is all good to go. It's single elimination here, and every day over today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, we will have 4 more players qualifying from each one.
Yeah.
So that means that it's single elimination down all the way. So it's a brutal format, best of 3s all the way to qualify for the $35,000 tournament over in Korea. As you said, stacked lineup. And what have you been seeing? Of course, you brought up things like, you know, people using Hydras. Obviously, Tempest has been significantly changed. You've played over the past couple of days. How well has it gone? Has it gone okay?
It's a rough time for Protoss, supposedly. Then again, you know, there's always this thing of like when a new patch comes out, and right now it's both as well, by the way. It's new patch and new map pool, so it's definitely going to be more chaos, but everybody complains, right? That's how it goes in RTS games. Like, new patch comes out, everybody's like, oh, I played the weakest race, I'm having a hard time against this, that. Everybody's on Twitter writing what they struggle against, which in a way is actually kind of silly because then you can just make sure you do that against them and beat them if you meet them on ladder. But yeah, right now, a little bit of chaos. I would say Protoss definitely the race that seems to be, or not to be getting the better end of things so far. But we'll see. Like in the past, people have complained in the first place, and then it turned out that their race was pretty darn good. You know, before the Broodlord Infestor era, Zerg was supposed to be a race that wasn't particularly doing that well, and then all of a sudden they couldn't be beat anymore. So it's... Maybe we get to find out today, you know, what's the next era of StarCraft like, and with this many good players, it's going to be really cool to see.
So either we get to find out what it's going to be like, or we just see utter chaos and everyone does weird things.
I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of players today got absolutely trashed, you know? Like
yeah.
Some Terrans try to go for a bunch of Cyclones, and then like 10 Hydralisks attack them, and they just die, so... We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think for Protoss, there's probably quite a lot to get used to now compared to some of the other races. For example, I think Adepts, obviously, were a lot of the linchpin of Protoss strategies. But now, even when you shade forwards, I think their vision range has changed from 9 to like 2. So
But,
scouting can be difficult, etc.
Yeah, at first, like it feels a lot different than when Mothership Core lost vision. Remember, Mothership Core used to be able to see like the whole map, and then they reduced it, and like Protoss players adapted. So I'm sure it's probably going to be the same with Adepts, but I feel like it's going to be harder and maybe take longer because the vision is so small right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and a lot of the best Protoss players out there, they are very good at paying a lot of attention to, you know, what it's their adepts, whatever, get the cancel on time if they can't go in. But Zergs can use that to their advantage, being able to see the shade and exactly where it's headed. If they stand just right outside the vision of the adepts, and the adept shades in and the Zerg's ready with enough, it's a game changer. You lose a lot of adepts that you would have canceled the shades otherwise, and then like all of a sudden, the momentum is in Zerg's favor because then they can drone up after, say, for example, pushing back the first wave of adepts. So a big, big game changer in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to see like if we have these things happen with adepts actually shading in because they barely missed the army of the Zerg.
Yeah, yeah, we shall see. I think as well, something for me personally that I'm excited to see is how strong Hydralisks really are going into this. I know you've probably kind of been on the receiving end of these Hydralisks in their current form. Pretty strong.
I had a couple Colossi. I think it was on Echo this one game. And then I was facing a Zerg who, like, his army looked foolish. It was just like a bunch of Banelings on the ground, Hydralisk. I was like, I'm just going to force field and wreck him. No, I don't think so. they just attack from so far now. Like, it's kind of catches you off guard. Like, you know about the patch notes, but until you've seen it and until you've got destroyed by it, it doesn't really come into picture. But then it really does once that has happened. And you're like, okay, well, I'm not so sure what I'm supposed to do. Maybe play a little bit more passive.
Yeah.
So we've already had some pretty good games, actually. Top Dogs, the O Gaming tournaments, which they made international this time, or like sometimes they do, featured a crazy game between T-Drogo and Elaser, or like a good series, let's just say that.
Yeah.
And in the one game on Sejong, Drogo went for like a lot of oracles, set up a lot of stasis trap, and made a bunch of cannons, tech to carriers, and once he had carriers, it looked like he couldn't lose a single unit.
They've changed significantly as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Interceptors, 5 minerals now. You don't get to release them out on the map. You just kind of keep them with you. And auto build, I think, is on like from the start. Like they are very, very, very strong, basically.
Right.
So it begs the question: are we going to see Protosses attempting to go for carriers in some of these games, like even pretty early?
Turtle up, hunker down, and get those carriers out. 5 minerals per Interceptor. Is that what you said? That's great. Switch back. But of course, I haven't really done as much StarCraft in the whole year, to be honest. And it's funny because I did get to, after BlizzCon, I did get to go home, you know, watch a bit of the tournament as a whole. I was like, wow, good job, Bjorn, well done, and all that stuff. I watched Homestory Cup, and now all of that is almost totally irrelevant in regarding to the current state of the game.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not completely.
No?
Like if you saw some of these players and some of the tendencies of stuff they were doing, maybe it's not like, you know, like it's not like we're playing a new game, right? It's changed with the patch, but I'm sure if you've seen like some of the players that we might cast today at Homestory Cup, there's going to be some similarities in their play. But yeah, like obviously it's not exactly the same game where like you can like be like, oh yeah, he did that build order and he's going to be relevant there.
No, indeed. I mean, things for Terran, I imagine Reapers can probably still be extremely relevant in the opening stages of the game, as relevant as they have been over the course of the past couple of tournaments.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. Like actually, it's crazy how this Reaper builds of like 3 barracks and, you know, on some of the maps, you just like go in there and you apply a lot of pressure and at the same time go into macro behind it. It's become one of the, like when I first saw it, I was like, this has to be an all-in, right? But no, actually, it really became like a macro standard build that you can go for. It's very micro intensive and you need to be on point with everything, especially like the micro and like the way you're going to save your Reapers across the map. But some Terrans have truly mastered it. I think in Europe, in particular, Euthermal, and then there is also a Kelazor that was at the Homestory Cup. Like these two are crazy good with this build. The Korean Terrans as well can do it, even though we don't, I think, generally speaking, see them busting it out as much. So, yeah, gonna be nice to see, man. I want to get this game started. Where's the bracket? Show me the bracket.
I don't know. The bracket is just not ready for us yet, unfortunately, guys. So do bear with us whilst we get that going. Obviously, it's very nice to actually be back and doing some StarCraft once again. I woke up this morning.
Glad you found your passion.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I woke up with a spring in my step. I got my G Fuel going and everything like that. I've even got my Intel shirt on. True sellout going.
Oh, yeah.
It was hidden. It was hidden. Did you see that? Oh, clever stuff.
That's an old school shirt as well, isn't it?
It might be. It might be. Yeah. I was like, which shirt should I wear? Which shirt? I'm like, oh, I'll sneak that one in. Oh.
You're always drinking G Fuel, aren't you?
I am always drinking G Fuel, and just to kind of prove that point, it's.
Where's that personal sponsorship? Well, I guess you cast the tournament, so you get. They give you a bunch of G Fuel anyway.
They do. They do. I love my fantastic G Fuel. I'm trying to see now. Because we're still just waiting for this bracket to be updated, guys.
You talked about the Reaper builds, and I've had a lot of echoes. Like, I don't play neither Zerg or Terran, so I wouldn't know as much about the matchup. But I've seen on Twitter players talking about how a couple of the maps, they really encourage splitting the map and Terran mech play. So that's something that we need to keep an eye out for in terms of TvZ. So we'll see.
Does the mech play that style actually open up with the Cyclones and then just pushing forwards? Because Cyclone obviously has got a very big change as well.
Yeah, the problem with that is that like they do better against Lynx now, but as soon as there are Hydralisks out on the map, remember, you cannot pick up tanks anymore. You cannot do tank evacs.
True.
So tanks, they got more damage and they're going to do well against Hydralisks, but you need to have enough of them and on time, because otherwise you're just going to like Cyclones get trashed supposedly by Hydralisk.
Yeah.
We saw that actually in StarCraft Kings over at BlizzCon. There was 8 maps played on the test map. It was back then because it wasn't released yet. And I think it was Innovation against Hydra. He made mass Cyclones, moved across the map, got fully surrounded with his Cyclones by Zerglings, and everybody thought the same, right? Zerglings will destroy the Cyclones.
Yeah.
No. Cyclones shooting super fast killed all of the Zerglings, and we were like, what the hell? So then he took out, I think, maybe one of the base, chased kind of Hydra back. Hydra made a ton of Hydralisks, made the upgrades, moved across the map. I don't think he lost a unit. He destroyed all the Cyclones. Like, Hydralisks were literally shooting at the speed of light. It was like...
I love it.
Yeah, they don't have a machine. They spit on you. They don't have a machine gun, but he was faster than the Marines. It felt way faster than the Marines. He felt like they attack super fast and kill everything from very far away.
Right. It is going to be interesting to see how kind of people's theory crafting has implemented itself going into this tournament, because I've seen all sorts of stuff, be it from the 3-base carrier play from Protoss to Hydra Corruptor that Snoot was saying this is unbeatable because he was playing the Nordic Championships.
Everybody's saying something's unbeatable.
Well, yeah, true. What else did we have? Even the opener of 8 Marines in a medevac with 2 Cyclones as well to kind of put pressure on at the front. So we're very, very kind of in the air as to what we're going to see throughout this entire day.
I mean, the best part of these two as well is that it's not even like it's just a regional qualifier, right? Anybody can play on this in this qualifier. It's going to be on Korean server, though.
Yeah.
But that means there is a lot of strong Korean players. I was looking at the player list earlier. There is guys like, TY. I saw Bjol in the chat now. So expect some very high level of guys that, like, if you think about it, there is 4 invited players. We're going to qualify 12. Do you know how many pro gamers and like really strong players there are in Korea? It must be like dozens. So these guys, essentially, they will also compete against kind of like the rest of the world. Snoot, for example, from a strong contender from outside of Korea, is playing in it. All of these guys want to qualify pretty bad. It's an Intel Extreme Masters in their country.
Yeah.
How could they miss it?
And that's actually a really good point that you bring up, because of kind of how things are in Korea right now for a lot of the players and the teams disbanding, etc. A lot of those players are probably looking at this saying, this is one of my best opportunities to put myself on the forefront on an international stage in my own country, do well, and try and get some offers elsewhere, see what's going on. So it's a great job interview, basically.
Hey, in terms of exposure, it really doesn't get any better than this. Like a big tournament in your own country, you probably end up on TV a few minutes, even for a few seconds. So why not? Like, go for it.
All right. So we are still waiting on the brackets. We're just checking now to see if that is updated. Oh, I see a bracket. Oh, bless my heart. Okay. All right. So let's see what's going on. What do we want to cover? Oh, Jjakji versus Innovation. That's a fun one.
Is this definitive?
I mean, that's actually a good point, because sometimes they do refresh themselves, don't they?
Yeah.
Bunny Hyun, that's Korean Bunny from way ago before. And, oh, yeah, just to remind people, of course, me being here, normally this channel does show reruns. This isn't a rerun. I am actually here in real life, in person, in 2016. Yes. No. Don't do it. The hologram. But, yeah, so I am here. This is true. This is Kyle Aris and Todd. So let's check out the bracket and see what is going on. as we are looking down here to see what we can cast. Obviously, these guys are going to start pretty quickly. So let's check in. Todd, what can you find? What is going on?
Well, I mean, like already with the first game or potential game here, Neeb against Top, that would be, I think, a pretty good game. I mean, looking at the player list, to be honest, there is so many good players that it feels like already from the early rounds we could have some big matches. Look, no regret against Bjol. Maybe as one of the first matchups. Jjakji against Innovation.
Exactly.
Christmas came early, man. We're still in November, but it's there.
And it's the round of 128.
Well, against Hyun. Dragon's playing as well.
Dragon?
CJ's hero. Snoots is there.
Tails. Oh. Tails versus Sue. Oh my
You say
god.
that like you say that like he's like a pet or something.
I just remember his hair. That was the glory.
The tomato
times.
one?
Yeah.
Patience, Arm Story Cup winner there, actually.
Is
He's
he
in
playing?
the bracket as well, yes.
Where is he? Who's
Very
he
close to
against?
Solar.
Patience.
He's close to Seed and Salvation and Artanis. We've got Ryong.
Anyway, we need to pick a game, man. So what do you want to try and do? Find Jjakji Innovation, or is something else popping out?
Maybe
to you?
Neeb Top.
Top needs to beat Silky. So we need to wait for that series to finish at the very top of the bracket. From what I can see.
And Maru is in, by the way.
Maru.
Linok,
Which
previously of Liquid's hero.
All
is
right.
there TY. Seed 2.
We're being asked which match we want to broadcast, Todd. You are the decider.
God.
Oh,
Give me a
the
bit more
pressure.
time.
It's a live tournament.
Wait, who is this Dark? Is that Korean Dark?
No, it's no. Why would he when he's already
Let's do
qualified?
Kelazur Impact, actually.
Kelazur Impact?
Yeah.
Kelazur versus Impact. If possible.
Or Jjakji Innovation, I think both are like pretty
Or
good.
Jjakji versus Innovation.
Or Bunny here, no, I'm just kidding.
No, just don't confuse poor Jin.
Like these are the best looking ones in my opinion. Like I mean, there is some cool matchups, but like, do we really want to look at a ZVZ to open things with when there could be a bunch later?
I mean, I do, but
There could be a bunch later. That's the thing. That's the way I'm looking at it.
All right, okay.
Otherwise, No Regret Bjol could have been cool as well, but
Yeah.
I think Kelazur Impact, because of what I just talked about, you know, Kelazur is very good with Reapers. I want to see him on the new maps, new old maps. I really don't feel like there's any better way to talk about the map pool. And see whether he goes for Reapers or if he maybe tries to aim and go for some mech. I want to see some mech in action, man. Protoss, so TvZ makes me very curious.
If they'll use mech against Protoss, is that?
No, against Zerg as well.
Oh, yeah, okay. Innovation versus Jjakji invite, please.
God, Creator could play Solar like super early as well. Patience is in the same bracket as
I explained.
Ryong, Kin.
To
Cats is gonna play Lucia actually. Trap is gonna play Rogue most likely in round 3 if they win their matches. Wellmu is playing Hush. Well, actually, did I miss all these names when I was scrolling down earlier?
Oh no.
Classic is in there. Curious.
Okay, so Jin has told us that he's explained to them and they will invite us very soon. He hasn't told me which names he's explained to, nor has he replied when I asked who. So, yeah. We're going to have a bit of a surprise in just a moment. Why are you looking at Dark?
Because like,
It's not the...
yeah, I'm just
He's already
surprised that
qualified.
there is another Dark I didn't know about.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I clicked on his profile and his clan is Bolivian Dark.
Bolivian
So, self-explanatory.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right, so...
Imagine you went to my profile and it said French Todd.
French Todd. Perfect. It's very descriptive. That's exactly correct. All right, so we're still just waiting here, guys, to figure out with our admin who he's actually explained to invite us into the game. Rifkin and, I guess, Zombie Group will be casting Hero versus Lenok by the look of things.
I hope we get to see some, maybe it's ambitious, I like the way I'm going to say it, but refined builds because like the patch just came out, but at the same time, some players are so good and so creative that they will already have kind of figured out, you know, how to open into, you know, a couple oracles. For example, the game I was referring to earlier of Drogo against the laser, couple oracles into carrier straight away. So I hope we get to see like these kind of builds, you know, to really inspire people to try on some of these builds on ladder. Me as well. I need some ideas.
Give us some inspiration.
Yeah, against Zerg, like I feel like you kind of have to go blind Colossus no matter what,
Right.
but then like it gives them so much initiative to, you know, go for Spire if they want to. They can still go for Vipers very easily. Like they have so many options to pick from. So.
All right, so just kind of to confirm, our referee has said that it's Innovation versus Jjakji is going to be our first game by the looks of things. So we're just waiting for them to get us the invite, and then we will be good to go. But one thing that's interesting overall about StarCraft right now is that there's so many good streams to watch. Yesterday I was just sat down, I was watching Sue, I'm like, this is brilliant. I'm just and you can see in the, you know, the, I guess you can call them ex-Kesper Koreans for the most part now, just the mechanical prowess and how accurate they are with every single movement and how fast they are. It's great to watch.
Actually, I think Dark as well was streaming not too long ago.
Yeah.
I tuned in for a bit and it was very impressive. And it was so weird actually to see him play on Vanny, by the way. Remember Vanny?
Yeah. I mean,
Haas versus Bunny.
Yes. Oh. I was going to open up the show with Haas isn't here. I don't know why I'm here, but the funny thing
Maybe he is. Maybe he's secretly somewhere. And maybe I didn't see him. Or maybe I purposely left him out.
Oh.
So that when he opens one base, one Stargate carrier proxies, you can
okay
absolutely lose it.
I was like, what is happening?
That would be so sick.
Yeah.
Imagine like you start taking in stuff, like you have no unit, you fast expanding, and then like interceptors come around.
I don't know what it is with me and commentary. I've developed the best curses and things like that. In Heroes, for example, like it's 1% cores that always happen when I'm casting. With StarCraft, it was Haas. I don't know how these things happen, but it's a crazy time. Crazy time. Oh no, what's Dan tweeting? Something.
I'm reading a bit.
Right. The map pool is something that's really cool as well.
Yeah.
As I say, not only did I come back at the perfect time where StarCraft's been flipped on its head, but also I feel like we're back in 2014, 2015, where all the maps are the old school maps again. It's kind of, what is it, Dream Pool 2.0, even though Dream Pool 1.0 was terrible.
Don't say that word.
That was bad. Don't remember that one. But you got things like Daybreak. How long ago was it that we actually saw proper competitive games on Daybreak? 2013, maybe? Or 2014?
Yeah, I mean, Daybreak, though, like, a lot of people have PTSD from that map still, so we shouldn't...
Storm hosts.
Yeah, actually, no, I mean, like, even Broodlord Infestor. I feel like Daybreak... I mean, depending what race you play, might be one of the more vetoed maps, but we'll see. Like, it's just theory crafting for now.
All right, let's check, see if I can find Innovation or Jjakji, because these guys, they're both right next to each other in this chat channel. Shall I message one of them?
Sure.
All right. With my perfect English.
It is the King Slayer.
Hi, Jjakji. Top of the morning to you. How are you?
Can we show the map pool real quick, if possible?
I think so.
Put these maps in picture, reminds everybody of what they look like. All right, so we've got Overgrowth. Actually, like from all of these maps, maybe one of the more popular ones. I think pretty much everybody knows that one. You got the gold bases there. So we definitely, I think, are going to be seeing a lot of Overgrowth. Oh man, I remember so many games.
Yeah.
I beat Bunny in WCS on this map,
Yeah,
but then
you
lost
did.
one too. Echo. Obviously, one of those maps as well, like the third base is there, and then you got these middle bases. Like this actually was played a lot on, and there was a lot of many competitive and fun games on it as well. Daybreak, super old school. Wings of Liberty, old school.
Yeah.
Nuclear Precinct. We also had some epic games on this.
That TvT.
Yeah,
TvT.
Everybody thinks the same. Like we all have the same flashbacks when we look at these games. Whirlwind.
Why is Jjakji
It's a
playing
bit
so
harder
hard?
for me to have like good memories of because I lost every important game I ever played. Actually, no, I beat Naniwa one game on it, but then I lost one too as well. Story of my life.
We have a game invite. Where are you? What you called? You root Todd.
Yeah, give me a second. Vanny Research Station as well. It's going to be in the map pool, the one map on which Kailaris lost his mind when casting Haas versus Bunny.
What a guy.
And then Habitation Station. I beat MVP on it when he flew to the golds. Yeah, so a lot of cool maps here coming back. And actually, the funny thing about that is that, you know, I was talking about how we've got this new patch that players need to adapt to, and sure they do.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're going to be playing on maps that they're so familiar with is, I think, going to help a lot in figuring out like what they can do exactly.
Are you in this channel? Join this channel, because
Are we
innovation is go, 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 go.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, Rocks Kids.
Where's my bro innovation?
Okay, suggest to party. Oh no, I've suggested you to the party. That's the wrong button. Invite to game. There we go.
They invited me.
Yes.
Oh no, they invited me in party.
Yeah, but then now I'm inviting you to the game. I don't know. Jjakji invited me to a party to begin with, so I was just gonna go with it.
Well, you know,
Plus
then when he hosts the next game, he's gonna automatically invite us. So
Great.
he got us covered.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. All right, I think we're good to go. I think.
The Insta started.
Innovation is just like, look at this. Look at him. Go, 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 go. Whew. All right. Oh, it started. I didn't get a countdown.
And it's
or anything.
Habitation Station first.
Ooh. God, this is such a blast from the past. All of this is a blast from the past. And I have absolutely... If mech in TvT, of all things, could be more prevalent, now could be the time.
With how good tanks are now. I hope we get to see some of them, like literally siege towards each other in the middle of the map with Viking air control. There's a lot of potential for that, but then again, this could be shut down very quickly if they choose to play super differently.
Don't Vikings do more damage when they land as well now, if I recall?
Do they?
I think so. We have even
I
like...
didn't see that change.
I think Vikings do something more.
Assault mode auto attack now deals bonus +8 versus mechanical damage.
There you go. Oh, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our first series. It's best of 3 all the way, and that's right. Kyle Harris is doing introductions. That's really weird. Okay, so up to the top right-hand corner, we have our red Terran. It is Jjakji, of course. And up to the top left-hand corner, we have our blue Terran. It's Innovation. It feels so weird to be sat at this desk watching StarCraft, but there you go.
Talking about yourself at the third person.
I know, it's weird. I've taken on the persona of the Queen.
All right, gas first year opener for both players. I think one of the main changes that we need to cover that I already talked a little bit about is the siege tank. The health was increased from 160 to 175, so that's already not bad a change for sure. The damage in siege mode went from 35 plus 15 versus armored to 40 plus 30 versus armored. So
That's
basically they are no joke. They're going to destroy anything armored that come in their sights. They can no longer be picked up by medivacs. Thank God, though. Can you imagine like one medivac having fun with like 15 tanks?
You'd get your mineral line wiped out very quickly.
Yeah, and the Crucio shock cannon weapon attack period changed from 2 to 2.14.
All right, we're rushing to factories already. We're getting a first Reaper out as well to do a little bit of scooting the boot. And let's see how this is going to evolve out. Once again, as we said before, we're on Habitation Station, which is a bit of a blast from the past as always. I remember this gold base being such a pain. Do you remember all the way back when people would end up going over there sometimes?
Yeah, MVP took it against me.
Yeah. Did he?
Jjakji, by the way, on 1+1 on the gases, as opposed to Innovation on 3+3 already. So it feels like, usually when you see this, the one on 3+3 obviously wants to go for gas heavy tech and be the aggressor, whereas Jjakji, what this tells me is that he might want to start his command center much earlier than Innovation, and yeah, we're going to have that command center here starts pretty fast. So Jjakji, the defender, and Innovation, the aggressor here. Most likely Reaper is going to be able to get away.
Marine came out for Innovation as well, just to help out against that initial Reaper. One Reaper versus Reaper, that would be a tall order really to do much of anything, but with that Marine, it shoos him off. So interesting little deviations, as you say, with the fact that the Stargate, Starport even, is now on the way for Innovation off the back. So maybe he's a bit more aggressive overall to start.
Yeah, Innovation wants to be the aggressor. I'm pretty sure he's still going to start his own second command center. He's just going to be a much later one than Jjakji. If Jjakji is successful in the defense, he's going to have a nice economic lead, but it's always hard in TvT to be on point with everything. We've got Cloaking Field already on the way as well for that one Banshee.
All right. Cool, cool. Nice to see this. Widowmine coming out as well for Innovation, just to kind of lock down the front. If anything were to come along, don't really think that Jjakji can do much with this at the moment, though. He's getting a Viking out very quick, anticipating the idea of a starport very fast off the back here from Innovation.
The Banshee upgrade. Oh, actually, okay, that's going to be sniped very easily, and I don't think he was even able to see whether there was a base.
No, he wasn't, I don't think.
For the Banshee, the fusion core requirements to research hyperflight rotors upgrade was removed. So now you can get that just from the tech lab. And the upgrade time, though, was increased from 93 seconds to 121. So it would take longer to get. Actually, I wonder whether Innovation might go for it. The Viking barely misses that one Banshee, which, by the way, like with that upgrade, Banshees are crazy fast.
Yeah, I can't even recall how fast they are, so it's going to be interesting to see if we do see that coming down later on. For now, Raven is on the way here for Jjakji to try and detect this cloaking, and he's even researching his own cloaking field whilst that Raven's in production, so this is already getting quite a few kills here, though.
Yes.
Oh, I remember all the shortcuts. Oh, thank God.
7 SCVs, 8, and he keeps on getting. He's going to get a couple more as well. A Viking takes a very long time to snipe a Banshee, and he steps outside the area of that scan, but there's now going to be a Raven getting rid of this. That was 11 SCVs.
Yes, it was. Was it enough to even up things? It looks like it. I mean, how far is this command center along? Oh, yeah, it's done.
That was really good for Innovation.
Yeah.
If he had killed like 4, I think Jjakji wouldn't have minded that much, but now 11 is just a massive number. Another Banshee gets sniped in the middle of the map. And Innovation will get his own Raven with a third command center. I think he realized like he's ahead enough that he's going to be able to make enough units that he shouldn't be under too much threat from any counter-aggression, and then he can go easily into that third base. Potentially the gold base.
Yeah.
And then the tank wars begin.
I suppose one advantage from Jjakji is that he did start his Viking production a little bit earlier, which means that he would eventually have a bit more air dominance than his opponent going into this potential of tanks versus tanks. So that helps a bit here in TvT.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Yeah, definitely wanted to be ahead economically, though, whereas now he's a little bit behind. Getting a Liberator, actually, and a Viking at the time, instead of just a ton of Vikings, whereas Innovation's the one trying to get ahead on the Viking count here right now. Yeah, that third command center is going to be super delayed for Jjakji. If he even wants to go for it, like usually almost always you're going to be seeing one of those. I like the map presence, by the way, by Jjakji. He takes the watchtower in middle, and he has these Vikings at the top. So anything that crosses the middle of the map, he's going to be able to intercept almost every time.
And these Marines are repositioning themselves in anticipation for maybe a move forwards up towards the top by those Vikings, but not likely to happen. Now that Marine has spotted a bit of a movement out towards the middle, and that Widow Mine. One Marine gets sent forwards for it as well. Good eyes by Jjakji.
Yeah, having that Raven allowed him to see this, and he could have lost or taken a lot of damage if that wasn't there.
Yo.
Jjakji gonna posture forward. He sets up a Liberator that should be protected by the tanks, but that's gonna be taken out. Actually, no.
Oh, so
it
close.
is not taken out.
Point defense drone's able to keep it alive for a little bit there, but it does run out of energy. Will end up falling. 2 tanks though now.
He might just land the Vikings here and push through. Jjakji has a lot left over, but he chooses to take his time, kind of sit there. He's expanding on location in the meantime.
It's 3 Vikings against 6, more coming along for forwards, and those are in range actually, so despite having the air advantage and the vision, this command center was actually providing. This was a great play by Innovation, using the command center, knowing it won't rapidly die to the Vikings for the vision there.
Innovation defending on his side of the map. Maybe an auto turret here should be dropped in a second. 48 energy on that Raven. I'm a bit surprised Jjakji didn't snipe that.
Oh, this command center. I love it. I love this command center here from Innovation flying about. It's not burning down just yet, so it's not under any threat. And he's going to move the siege tanks forward so he has vision, even though he didn't have air dominance against Jjakji. Yeah. That's great.
Innovation is going for bio, by the way, whereas Jjakji... Watch, these tanks are so low.
Oh, the
4
Marines.
and 4 hit points. But they stay alive and get rid of the entire army of Innovation, who's going for bio behind this, but his barracks only now finished. So his production is going to be super late.
The Marines were a big difference maker there for Jjakji at the front as well. That's crazy stuff to keep those 2 tanks alive, as you mentioned. And Jjakji behind it, 3rd base going down, 4th command center on the way. Jjakji.
And he only added 1 more factory.
Oh yeah, what the? Let's get more, mate. Let's get more.
Yeah, he's going to get more now, but Jjakji definitely going for mech there. And probably going to be going tank heavy, I'm guessing. Oh man, these 2 tanks at 4 hit points both.
Yeah.
They did so much. Now he brings them back home. He's going to be able to repair them. That barracks at the top from Jjakji is going to be spotting the entire top side as well.
Very
nice
important
game. Really back and forth.
Yeah, really cool start to this. It's kind of It's not too crazy a deviation away from the very old school mech versus mech that we saw before. But that Liberator, the one that we had mixed in from Jjakji at the very beginning of that push, was interesting. It was cool. Did get brought down eventually though. So Innovation now just setting himself his third base up, getting rolling, and he's stabilized a bit.
Yeah, from Jjakji I expect lots of tanks and then some Hellbats as well to stand at the front.
Heavy barracks play going down here from Innovation as well during all of this. So going to be looking to be a bit more mobile against what we're seeing here from Jjakji.
God, that's fourth base by Jjakji. He rushed that quite a bit. As soon as he saw he did a lot of damage, he had the same reaction as Innovation had after the initial start where he killed a lot of SCVs. I love the turrets, by the way, that Jjakji is getting at the top side of the map.
Oh yeah.
Making sure that drops can't get in. Maybe some sensor tower down the line as well will help a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's playing it super safe, getting turrets all over the place, starting with these upgrades. Blue Flame is now on the way. And if Jjakji even gets like his factories, let's say around his natural or third base, those units are gonna get into the fight even quicker or rejoin the rest of his army, and we see him get one around his natural.
People are scanning. What's going on?
Yeah, Innovation spots the tanks at the third base, and I mean, by now he fully knows that he's mech. So if he wants to make adjustments himself, he can, but usually, like, I'm pretty sure his plan was initially to go for bio heavy with a lot of tanks as well, and he's gonna stick to that. Maybe go a little bit more Marauder heavy on his new barracks that he's getting, with more tech labs rather than reactors, because Marines are not exactly the best units against mech.
Oh, almost sees that medevac going down to the bottom there with the two Hellions in it, or Hellbats even I should say, that will have blue flame soon, so if they get to a mineral line they'll kill that quite fast, but now you can see Innovation poising himself very aggressively. Two Hellbats even loaded into the medevacs as well, might try and drop it across any kind of position if a full fight was to go down.
It's crazy to be casting a game right now on this map, man. I'm having so many flashbacks as I see them move to the bottom side of the map.
I mean, you've got this map, you've got your TvT, you've got me. I can't believe how weird this is as a whole. All right, so since Tower's up towards the middle here.
It doesn't feel like there is much Innovation can do here. He can't attack into this. Maybe some sort of doom drop later down the line if Jjakji moves out, but Jjakji, I think he's going to stay patient. Look at this. 2 more command center.
Yeah, he already set up, as you said, the missile turrets up towards the top. After he saw a second barracks alone, he was like, right, okay, I know what I need to do. I know I have to just be on full lockdown, play it slow. My army is always going to be more cost efficient as long as I don't get out-positioned and outgunned by how this bio can move around.
It's crazy, by the way, how Jjakji, at the absolute top of his main base, he has 3 turrets, but just below there is like actually an empty spot, a blind spot, where if there had been a drop, he could have done quite a bit of damage.
Oh, drops a scam, sees this army. How many medevacs are actually in this? He only has 2 medevacs, does Jjakji, so just 1 medevac in the main army with Hellbats loaded up into it to try and drop across if he needs be. Or he might even just look to drop that in the main, but there's a lot of Vikings already set up for Innovation. Is he going into starports yet? Is he going to try and transition? Doesn't look like it at the moment.
Remember when Liquid Hero played against Bolt in the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne? On this map, and he was the Charge Lot High Templar style back then. It was before the Widowmine change. It's so sick to be back on this map, man.
Isn't it crazy? Oh, wow. Another command center going down from Innovation towards the bottom.
Yeah, Innovation's maxed out, so he might try to be aggressive, but it's just so hard to attack into siege tanks. But right now, Jjakji is not sieged.
Oh, he's going to go. Look at this. Look at this army.
I think he's going to use Liberators to try and siege from afar.
Oh.
Yeah, snipes one of the turrets here. Liberators are going to set up with Vikings covering them. The full-on engagement's happening, but the bio is going to have to stay away for now because there's too many tanks.
Yeah, a lot of the Vikings dying off very fast there. No point defense drones from either side, so he can't really soak up any of those shots from the Vikings. And he did take out quite a few of the siege tanks on the low ground there, so he wants to try and slowly move forwards, leapfrog into position where he can get towards those command centers, but it's very difficult here against this kind of army.
Fusion core being added on, by the way, for Jjakji, so
Hellbats.
maybe a couple battle cruisers would be nice. Hellbats being dropped across the map in one of the bases that's the most exposed.
Yeah, nicely done there. He tried to go into the 4th base location, but was unsuccessful thanks to the fact that there was a missile turret there. We're going to see Jjakji once again push forwards with those Vikings, and he's taken out every single Viking there from Innovation, so that is going to force the retreat out from Inno.
That was really good here for Jjakji, and his Liberator actually synergized super well with the tanks. Because you can attack into the Liberator if there are tanks covering them.
Not me, please not me, please not me. Oh no, it was me. Ah. Okay, well, dropping into the main base as well.
In the blind spot.
Yeah, it was straight into that blind spot as you were mentioning. He even killed 2 of the missile turrets during all of that as well, and now we're lagging again. Ah.
Emil.
It's not me.
Nice rip.
It's not me. Whew.
That guy has the most suitable nickname for lagging out of games.
Rip. Sorry, mate.
It's so silly.
Why would you call yourself that? Of all names.
Because you know you lag often, and you want it to be funny when you do.
Yeah, rip. Rip, GG, get out. Okay.
Actually, that drop, definitely one of the things that could turn the game there, because it already did quite a bit of damage. Like, it feels like, yeah, Innovation right now forced Jjakji to kind of evacuate the main with SCVs and stuff. So he can, if he can do some good structural damage,
yep,
and buy himself some time, like in the meantime, Innovation maybe could transition. Like, he's being way faster at expanding more. As much as one of his bases actually... Wait, what? He had to lift the third base? I see on the minimap there's no
yeah,
third.
He lifted it.
What the heck happened to it? It feels like he's flying it somewhere.
No, let's go find out in a moment. Whilst we watch this, he didn't really kill too much of the infrastructure here with this drop, even though it's still not being cleaned up fully. What happened over at the third?
Did he lose that base or something? Or no, maybe he's just flying it to the goal.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm mine enough from that one.
Yeah, I think he just wants to go. All the 2 Hellbats are waiting there instantly. God, observing StarCraft's difficult. I haven't done it for so long. Innovation going to move back. And these guys give me a run for my money, never mind anything else.
I love the double armory by Jjakji here, by the way. Vehicle weapons level 3 on the way now. Ship weapons level 1. He's getting another starport. And this is what I was thinking about as well. Innovation adding 2 more starports himself. That Hellbat drop not going to do anything there, but Innovation might go into battlecruisers here to support his army, or... I mean, he can go into anything he wants to as far as air army goes. If he wants to get a ton of Vikings to make sure he wins the Viking battle, he can do that, but late game battlecruisers definitely sometimes can help in these situations too.
Yeah, they have a change as well, of course. No energy anymore on those battle cruisers. Yeah. Able to just use their cooldowns available and able to teleport. Of course, here comes the engagement once again, though. Innovation trying to set himself up. But it's going to be a bit difficult here against siege tanks, although he is winning out that air battle. And there's no more anti-air here at all here. So that is going to be a victory there for Innovation in terms of killing off all of the Vikings. And considering Jjakji was ahead in starports before, it's quite the victory.
Remember how much damage these tanks do, by the way. Like, you cannot engage into these guys with any kind of ground force. You would lose everything pretty much instantly. Even if he landed those Vikings and attacks into it, it might not even be cost effective. So
imagine if Innovation had 1 Banshee with him.
Oh, Innovation looking to counter-attack at the bottom. That planetary fortress is not ready yet, and even if it was, he would be against 2-2 bio, so he's going to evacuate. Yeah. I like this choice.
Spotted, get out of there as quickly as possible, as is going to be him on the retreat. What's going on up to the top left? Still just 1 siege tank left there. Innovation can kill that off, but
oh, he sees because of the vision from the watchtower. That's really cool, actually. They stayed there with just that.
Yeah, very nicely done. With those little Hellbats. So now Innovation's going to have to run away from this bottom right-hand corner. There's scans going on everywhere, but
Jjakji's supply plummeted, by the way. Like, his units are very hard to replace. And actually losing that barracks here means he cannot even start any additional factories. So he's going to have to rely on the couple that he got, which is 5 in total.
Still pumping away with those Vikings, trying to get himself back into a good position, because it's 17 Vikings against 8. Yeah, now the Thor has shifted, so it can do some more damage to the anti-air, but...
Jjakji, he's flying back that gold base, thank God. That was so dead. I thought he would have been dead already, but I think Jjakji was a little bit hesitant. And it's funny because he was seeing it too from the watchtower.
Here comes Inno. Where's he going to go? Those siege tanks have sieged up, though. Not exactly easy to breach this location just yet. Although, with those Liberators...
Is he?
He's going to go. With those Liberators, he's got a lot of damage here. He's going to go straight on towards this. Some of the Liberators were left in the anti-air mode so that they can kill off the Vikings quickly here, even though some of that bonus damage has been removed.
He's clearing the path for the bio and tanks. And there's going to be too much for Innovation, who was still maxed out here at the end.
How does he do it? How does he do it? He's a wizard.
Solid play. I think he forced, like, that one drop is what ignited everything. I think Jjakji was doing fine in the game, but then the moment he started being a little bit aggressive, do a few Hellbat drops here and there, Innovation exploited really well his mobility on the map, even though, like, if you think about it, it's one of the easiest maps to make on, right? Like, you get turrets, sensor towers, and you kind of camp on your side of the map, but Innovation was like, you know what? I'm just going to expand way faster than you, and be everywhere with my units. That one drop opened things up for him. He ended up getting some good trades with inexpensive units, bio mostly, and then just took all the right fights there. That was also like a perfect push at the perfect time in the perfect place.
Yeah, the blind spot was a big weakness, or at least for those turrets, as you're saying, during all of that. But now we're going on to Echo for our next game between these two. So, an interesting clash of styles, really. I did think that Jjakji was going to be in a bit of a better spot, considering he did have a strong air presence for a while during that, but
yeah.
I guess in some of those fights, the Marines are able to find some extra damage onto those Vikings, etc., and make the difference.
It felt like the +3 of Jjakji was taking forever to complete. Like, it's a long upgrade to get, right? So that was kind of missing for the most part. I think he only had it in the last fight, but then he only had, like, what, a couple tanks, maybe like 8 tanks in his ramp that got killed by Liberators, Vikings, and Bio. So these players, I have to say, like, very impressive with how they manage these armies and stuff. They know exactly, you know, when and where to engage. Like, in terms of the Liberator and stuff. I'm stuck in entering lobby.
Yeah, so am I. Waiting for party. 6 out of 7. Why do we... Okay, I see what's happened. Jjakji's invited so many people to the party that now we're waiting for one more person. And how do we see who that is? Is it Innovation that we're waiting for? I can't even tell.
Well, are we 8 people in the party? Or 7? Gosh, what is going on?
Hi, what's up? I accepted.
Are you sure it's Jjakji? Oh, wait.
Entering lobby. There you go. I don't know what the hell's up.
Oh, there we go.
Okay,
I'm in.
you're in too?
I'm in.
Okay. Weird. Sorry. Maybe download.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you, Jjakji. How are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm quite all right. Thank you, patron. Okay, good.
I have to say, by the way, the placement of both of these players, Vikings, and, like, you know, their map awareness, everything, like the Vikings set up at the top.
Yep.
Really beautiful play from both of these players. Like, say what you will. Maybe some people will hate on Jjakji. They will be like, oh, of course he lost. He was against Innovation. Like, trust me, that was a good game here from both players, in my opinion.
Yeah, he seemed in a really good spot early on as well. It's just unfortunate for him that he kind of... I mean, Innovation expanded at such a rapid rate towards the later stages of that game as well, which...
The machine, man.
Yeah, Jjakji couldn't keep up with it. I thought he was going to try to put on more pressure with the Hellbat drops that he had a position, but he waited a long time with that one down to the bottom left, and then he had another medevac loaded up, but just never kind of used that. Again, I thought he wanted to use it during the main fight, but anyway, let's get into it. Game number 2 on Echo. Let's see how this is going to play on. As we do have, spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner, it will be Jjakji in the red. And up to the top left-hand corner, it's Mr. Innovation in the blue. Doing very well for himself in the previous game.
Also a pretty good map for Mech. I think back when Mech, or to be honest, Mech never really was the super standard, except sometimes in TvT, in the heart of the swarm. We still saw Mech actually come out and being used sometimes, for example, in TvZ, I think it was. On this map, maybe sometimes even in TVP. So definitely a strong possibility here for either player, but there is always that dynamic of last game, it was Jjakji that did it. Maybe he thinks that against Innovation is too hard to pull off.
Yeah.
Maybe Innovation does it too, and we have a mech against mech.
I always remember the potential for the lockdown across 3 bases on this map, with kind of controlling this choke point, bringing down these rocks.
You make 2 sensor towers, you see the whole map. So
yeah, that's true. It's a small map. So that's good. That is good. Let's see how they're going to distribute their gas again as well. Innovation going into 2 gases very quickly, whereas Mr. Jjakji just mining off the 1 and not bothering with the 2nd just yet.
Yeah, Innovation seems to have his standard opener where he goes into a lot of gas early on, commits to aggression, or at least he did last time. Whereas Jjakji seems to want to expand here. He's just going for 1 Reaper. He's going to start command center right after. So he seems to want to be playing a more economic game. Last game, remember, like, he had one of the worst starts possible where he lost 11 SCVs to 1 Banshee. So maybe the plan is to open kind of similarly, like, I mean, minus the double gas that he was mining 1 and 1 from, and just not lose 11 SCVs and propel himself into a better game than he was last time.
Yeah, that's probably a good start. Not losing those SCVs would be nice. Here comes the Reaper from Innovation. Likewise, it's probably going to be greeted by Jjakji's unless they just cross paths, don't really do too much. There are 1 or 2 little spots to jump into the base. As Innovation pauses, and my screen didn't go grey. Does it not go grey anymore when you pause? Oh no. Sorry, go. Let's go.
I love how he's talking English.
I was going to say. Yeah. I was like, oh,
Innovation's awesome, man.
for the benefit of English viewers. Sorry, go. All right. SEV, you're not going to have a good time there. I know you really wanted to poke that dude, but it's not going to work. Starport on the way for Inno behind all of this as well. So he's doing it exactly the same. But can he deny the Reaper Scout? Jjakji's not going in. Oh, wait. What went in? Was it? Oh, it was the SCV before. Yeah.
Jjakji on 3+3 on gases now. About to start his starport here. Oh, needs to be careful there. You don't want to lose that. Going to be able to get out. And if Innovation's expansion is going to be delayed again, it's most likely going to be another Cloak Banshee, which... You know, like, it's weird for me when I watch these games. I'm like, shouldn't they be able to defend better against Cloak Banshees? But even if you get one turret per middle line, these are top-level players. Like, he will go around, he will find the one spot in which he can shoot your SCVs down and kill them. And also, it's a big investment. Like, it feels like 100 and 100 minerals is a lot. And also, that's an SCV that's not mining while he's building a turret. That's an eBay. So I understand why they don't go for that and try and get a lot of towers like I would have in Warcraft 3, basically.
And this Reaper got in, saw everything it needs to see. And as such, Cyclone was on the way. Did it finish? For Jjakji? No, I think he cancelled it. So he changes up a little bit, knowing now what he's up against, with Widowmine going down.
If he gets lucky with this, he could be really good. The fact that he has such an earlier expansion will allow him to go for turrets, and I mean, considering he lost 11 SCVs last game, I don't think he would be such a bad investment. That one Reaper finding the way to the base of Jjakji, gonna get 2 SCVs.
Oh, is he gonna get more? Little bomb.
That's one. Oh! I mean, these are no injureds. And I doubt that Jjakji will make a medivac to heal all of those SCVs, so... Widowmine placed.
Yeah.
Oh, he meets the Banshee. Oh, in the middle of the map. Cloak is not finished. Oh, there is a Widowmine! Boom!
So good. The lure. The lure. Rip. And also that Widowmine behind the refinery.
The turret in the main started late because he was macroing the Viking. Oh, God. Oh, no.
It's deja vu! He's gonna lose.
Oh, the Viking! So sick. I mean, it forced the scan, though. Like, if he hadn't been macroing these Viking in the middle of the map, he would have had that turret on time.
Yeah, turret's gone down in the natural, and the Widowmine's repositioning itself. Where's it going? It's going to the middle of the map, even though there's a second
and again,
on the way.
A double command center here from Innovation.
Oh, that was awkward. Widowmine passes a Widowmine. Can't really do much about that. Repositions, doesn't quite find a good spot, as this Banshee is on the way in.
He's going to try to bait some units in that position, I guess.
Now he has to play the old, let's position between missile turrets, as this Viking's right next to me.
And third command center started by Jjakji towards that third base that he was going to want to take.
Oh, nice. Sees it as well. Can cancel the production of it, and will do. Very nicely done. That Widowmine not being there anymore is causing him some problems.
And Innovation starts Steam Pack here, by the way, so it's going to be Bio again here from him.
How many workers did he kill? Oh. How many workers did he kill last time? I can't believe
11.
he got with that Widowmine. Killed 11 this time as well.
I mean, it's a guaranteed 11 worker skill, guys. Take out your notepads and write down his build order.
Yeah. You don't even need to micro like Innovation.
Reaper into Cloak Banshee with double gas and 3 SCVs on each.
Guaranteed 11 kills. Admittedly, a little
bit on a billboard with Innovation's face.
And this Widowmine of Innovation just keeps positioning itself in problematic areas. But the Hellbat goes down. Hellion. And we'll see these siege tanks now rolling on out, breaking down these rocks. Both players want to claim their third bases.
Such a huge supply difference already. 20 supply early on in a game like this, just through consistent damage. Jjakji scans and sees that he's going to be Bio because that tech lab here is researching something. And he's even, actually, Innovation even starts the barracks right in front of him.
He doesn't care.
Whereas on the other side, we already, actually, it's funny how we already have triple factory here for Jjakji. Honestly, like, he's behind, but if he's able to turtle up, I don't hate his chances there, but this timing here by Innovation, he's looking a little bit scary. 4 Vikings, 2 tanks.
Yeah,
there really isn't much at home. Like, I talked about how strong tanks are, but there is a lot here.
Oh, also turrets as well being thrown down there to bring down those tanks, and he doesn't even care the fact that they're actually sieged up. He brings those down very quickly. Likewise, he's going to establish air dominance, and that is Jjakji.
Wow.
Innovation, best of 3 says, get out of my way.
Jjakji did not see this coming. He was out of position with the rest of his army. If he had had everything there, dropped down the 2 auto turrets, then the tanks would have lived on and done all of their damage. But now he just wasn't ready, and Innovation punishes and absolutely trashes Jjakji here in round 1 of this qualifier.
All right.
He looked really good, man. After this, I wouldn't be surprised if Innovation did really well in this.
Yeah.
Maybe even qualified. And again, it's qualifier 1. There's 3 chances to qualify for this tournament here.
That's true. Let's eliminate the round of 128 and see what's going on. Innovation will now play against Alive.
Wow.
Do you want to follow him, or do you want something other than TvT?
What do you want?
I want whatever you want, Todd. That's the most cop-out answer of
Like,
all
it's
time.
a big matchup, but I don't want to do only TvTs at the same
true.
time, right? Like, there's viewers from every race, I'm sure.
I've said to our admin, Mr. Jin, new series, please. So I guess what we'll do is, unless you want to check in with the brackets, we can go to a break. It's your choice. Once again, I'm easy with whatever.
Yeah, we can check in the bracket real fast.
Let's do that.
I don't think there's that many results in just yet. Neeb got a bye in round 1, so he's waiting for top of Silky.
I think
in
we
the
can
round
pull.
of 64.
I think we can pull the brackets up on screen as well to show people. Can we? Is that possible? Through the power of technology. It's yours.
Yeah, so Scarlet, if she advances against Dark, she's going to face Buell. Up there, nothing happened, really, actually, not a single match. Yeah, Alive, like you said, is going to face Innovation. That's a big match. Bunny beat Hyun, and he's going to face Dragon or Hero. Yeah, there isn't that many results in, to be honest. So, I mean, that was a decently fast series, right? Even though, like, game 1 it was mech.
Yeah, seems that way.
Trap made quick work of IEM Data from France, and he's going to face Rogue or Nice. That's a nice matchup as well. Classic against My Insanity Winter. Gumio actually is going to be really cool to imagine Gumio going mech.
Yeah.
He was already pretty good with it when he wasn't really viable.
I think we're just being invited to the Alive Innovation series, I'll be honest.
Okay.
It seems like they've already invited
Shall we go
Alive
straight
to the
into
group.
it?
I guess we could do.
No break?
I mean, I'm a casting power machine. We can do whatever we want. I'm not really. Okay. Yeah, we can come back to us. Oh, you want to go for break? Okay, we're doing a break. We're doing a break, and then we'll go to the series. Fine, fine. You've twisted my arm. That's fine. All right, so I think our next series should be Alive versus Innovation. So after that, after this break, we shall be watching that series. So thank you very much so far, guys, for tuning into the Intel Extreme Masters Qualifiers. We'll be back in just a moment.